after almighty falls. A slip in the first minute gave the ball away to Kilkenny. Leeds, who went from Champions League semi-finalists to League One football in the space of 6 years. But Grimsby were playing at championship level 7 years ago and would have been playing at conference level now had it not been for Luton's 30-point deduction. But more immediately, of course, they still bear the bruise of that FA Cup defeat by Bath at the weekend, and they're under pressure here already. Snodgrass earning Leeds a corner.
Well, Leeds won't be feeling sorry for them whatsoever, you can guarantee that. They'll be trying to take the game early to them, get an early lead, take the pressure off themselves a little bit. Just keep it on Grimsby.
Snodgrass preparing to take the kick. Kilkenny was available for the short option, but he looks for Vokes.
It's a decent ball in for the first corner, isn't it? It's a long way out. Important than keep it away from the keeper. Slightly behind him, but marking's not the best. Got to be a little bit more alert, more on the ball. Grimsby at the back. What I don't want to do is concede early in this game. The confidence is bound to be low after the weekend. You just have to concentrate, win their early tackles, close things down. Because if you let this Leeds team get any time and space, we've seen what they can do to you.
Went Forbes for the header. It's cleared by Mikulik. That was Sweeney. Kilkenny challenging for it with North. And this is Martin, Aidan White, the young fullback who was only 18 years of age, getting a rare start in the lineup after an injury that has ruled him out for much of the campaign so far. Peter Ball with the free kick, and it's Mikulik with a header away. This is Leary. North looking for possibilities in the middle, where he would normally have expected to be.
That's why he should have played it in, Rob. He knows how important it is for strikers to get the early service. He had the chance to put it in, chose not to put it in.
Gradle unable to find Beckford as he'd intended, and it's cleared by Ollie Lancashire, who's on loan at Grimsby from Southampton. And there's the new lone man, McCrory, who's playing at left back for Grimsby tonight.
You're talking about lone players, talking to Neil Woods before the game. He's tried his best to get players in. All the respective clubs have agreed the player can come out on loan, but the players don't want to come to League Two, and I think that's bad, really, on players' part. They should want to come play first-team football, no matter what league it's in. If it's in the Football League, obviously. So that's what he's up against.
McCrory certainly has shown willing. It's his third loan spell as a League Two side, having been at Port Vale twice. Beckford here looking for Gradle, and McCrory may have work to do defending here against him, and he does. He gets the block in.
It's a decent block. That's what you've got to do to people like Gradle. Close them down early. Do not let them get the cross in. Just one good touch. Into handball, Peel, but couldn't get out of the way there.
He's turning away from it as it struck him. Damien McCrory, who's only 19 years of age. It's Snodgrass who delivers with a corner. It's defended by Forbes. Now Gradle. Kilkenny. And pulled right across, but really there was a huge gap there for Naylor to pull it across into.
Surprised to see Naylor getting in this position. That's a really good position. Look, nobody's picking him up. They all switch off. 4 blue shirts. Nobody goes to him. Luckily for them, they defend it well.
Here's Kilkenny. Now Hughes. Kilkenny again, looking for Beckford, who lets it run to Vokes. Well defended though by Lancashire. Now North. Caught was he by Mikulik? The referee thought not. And the flag is up against Forbes.
The system waited, didn't he? Just to make sure. I don't think he'll mind that too much, Forbes. He's got pace, and if he gets it right, he's got a chance.
Forbes is a bit of a worry to the Grimsby staff because he's had a groin problem. The ice pack was straight on after training yesterday, but he's come through today with no reaction. But they've gone with this smaller partnership up front today of Forbes and this man North, preferred to the more physical attributes of Conlon, who scored 4 goals, but he's on the bench tonight.
They'll probably look at the two centre-halves, Naylor and McCallick, and think, well, let's get amongst the two of them. Try and play off the shoulder, and use the pace.
Now can the left foot of Sweeney from the corner conjure something against his old club. Curl that one around, but well held by Ankergren.
Well, we see the difference, don't we? Snodgrass's ball, the first corner, kept away from the keeper. That one wasn't.
And now Snodgrass on the attack for Leeds United. And looking for Beckford from the cross. And from the angle, it was awkward for Johnson.
He looked up, didn't he, there? When it came to him, and you looked in the box thinking, right, who's in here? I mean, they all get drawn across. Beckford attacks the near post well. Now, he gets a good touch here. Where's all the white shirts? Want it? There, too late. It's all right putting your arm up now. You've got to get in there before and help him out.
Pull back to Kilkenny from the corner. Neil Kilkenny with a shot. It was well blocked by Forbes right in front of his goalkeeper. Back in by Snodgrass. And the goalkeeper, Colgan, did get a hand to it.
I'll tell you what, that was unorthodox, wasn't it, by Forbes? I thought it was the goalkeeper who dived across and got it. He's dived all along the floor. It worked.
Here's Sweden.
Tell you what, if Grimsby defend like this for the rest of the game, they're just going to be knocked out of sight because they're not concentrating, they're just switching off, getting sucked across too easily. There's too many holes in the back four at the moment.
Ball from Clark. Pull back across for North. The block was from Naylor. Clark!
Well, better going forward than they are defending at the moment. This is a decent break. It's a lovely ball played in there. Good desire, just cut back in the right area and comes out. It takes it so early. And that's so close to going 1-0 up for Grimsby. It's a lot better.
More positive signs from Grimsby after they'd been under a bit of early pressure here. And Lancashire leaning on the defender. Beckford finding Snodgrass. Too far in front of Gradle.
Good goalkeeping. Sure, the danger came out quickly. It's all about concentration or lack of it. You switch up for a second and you just lose that focus, as I think Grimsby have done on 2 or 3 occasions at the back so far. You are going to get punished without a doubt. Luckily for them, it's still 0-0, but it has to be tight, it has to be brighter.
Well, second from bottom of the entire league. The last thing they needed was the humiliation of that cup defeat at the weekend as the Mariners were sunk by Bath in the FA Cup. The first goal they conceded certainly was defendable, came from a free kick. But in a way, I suppose the game that you need to pick yourselves up is against giants in their own right, which Leeds United certainly are. They're looking to make that count with the break from the fullback White.
Well, he is a striker, and sometimes they do defend a little bit unorthodoxly. Now, I tell you what, it's a hell of a save, that is. There he dives across. Oh, it comes off his knee, doesn't it? I'd say he's looking to get away with that. Can't do that. It's a great save, but I'm sure his goalkeeper was confused a little bit.
He was probably impressed. The goalkeeper in front of the goalkeeper. Here's Gradle. Just came in a bit.
It was a good idea. I think we'd have stayed out there, would have latched onto that. But he's a big threat. Give him time down this right-hand side. He'll turn, he'll take you on, and try and get your turn in the box.
Forbes holding down Hughes, and the free kick goes against him. Snodgrass with a free kick. Easily the keepers.
This time it's not a good one, is it? His first corner was decent. Pokes to attack it, but this time straight into the goalkeeper's grateful arms.
Here's White. Now Mikalik to Richard Naylor. Here's Hughes. This is Johnson. He and Hughes played in the last round against Darlington. Both these teams got a bye in the first round, so after winning their matches in the last round, Leeds against Darlington and Grimsby at Hartlepool, they've already reached the northern quarter-finals. They'll get through this and they'll be 3 steps from Wembley. Header out by McCrory.
Snodgrass on this side now. Gradle. Grimsby thinking a little bit. Not a bad idea.
Here's Kilkenny. Away by Atkinson. Forbes won by Naylor. Not fairly though. Neil Woods, whose association with Grimsby goes back some 2 decades, been around long enough even to play alongside Gary Birtles.
He certainly has, a gifted player he was as well. Hold the ball well, very aware of what was around him as a striker. And he's a decent guy as well.
Caretaker manager from his normal role as head of the youth setup, and he is one of the contenders for the managerial job. He could do with a win on his CV to help boost that claim. Names like Russell Slade and Dean Windass, John McDermott have been thrown around. Shahin with the effort well wide.
Well, the first part of it was very good, turned well, passed his man quite comfortably, but the final part, the important one, a little bit optimistic. Johnson seems to be struggling a wee bit. He's limping. Pick something up.
Certainly is labouring.
Centre circle.
Hughes. Now Naylor. Mikalik to White. Gradle and Snodgrass have swapped sides for the time being. It's Beckford. Vokes was looking to hold it up, but it sprang back off him. Beckford has managed to pick out Andy Hughes. Snodgrass, Hughes again. It's good build-up this from Leeds. Hughes with a cross, looking for Beckford. Being well marshalled by Ball.
So incisive, isn't it? 1 and 2 touch football. It's all about the movement after that. That's what unhinged Grimsby. You've got players like Gradle and Snodgrass in the team. Full-backs who are prepared to get forward. You've got to get the service out to them early so they can weave their magic and produce the quality for the strikers in the box.
This is Gradle, whose future will be the subject of discussion. I think Leeds are keen on the idea of extending the loan.
Everybody watching there, don't do what Gradle did. Look at the linesman. If you're offside, you're offside. The whistle will go. He would have been away there, and he just chose to latch onto that.
Gradle looking to turn away from Jamal Shahin. They've got a toe to it, and it is a corner.
I think Clark and Shahin for Grimsby are going to be important for them. They've got to come back and help out Bohr and McCrory, because they've got a handful with the 2 wide players of Leeds.
Snodgrass playing the corner short this time to Kilkenny. Clipped in by Snodgrass. And away by Forbes, who's proved a useful defensive barrier so far. Here's McCrory. North up ahead of him. And he's surely offside. Well, the flag stayed down, but he did voluntarily check his run. We never actually saw a flag raised. There's Clark. This time the flag does go up.
So it's hit his chest. again, when they go forward, they break well, Grimsby. A little bit of pace up there, getting the ball in good areas, getting the ball in the channels, trying to get the centre-halves out of position. For Leeds at the moment, they're keeping a very, very high line. Sometimes 2 or 3 yards inside their own half, and as we saw there, nearly came off for Grimsby. Talk about the high line. Rory attacks it well, and there we see. Look how high. Look at Hughes. What he does there. Does ever so well. Steps up, and you know he cannot go for it after that. He is offside. That's why the linesman kept it down, because he didn't go for it. It's a dangerous, dangerous game. Hughes did well. He's got enough experience to be able to know what he's doing out there.
Here's Hughes. Now Kilkenny. Snodgrass. Sweeney. This is Jamie Clark to Ball. Clark. Forbes stays back because he knew he'd be offside. Ball though isn't. Shahin's in the middle. And it's come off Mikulik, who was slow to consider saving the corner, by which time the cause was long lost.
I'll tell you what, Grimsby are causing 1 or 2 problems going forward. Yes, they've been a bit shaky in the early stages at the back, but every time they break with purpose, pace, and getting it in really good areas, down, especially down the right-hand side.
Atkinson up for the header, they're appealing for a hand.
This time it's a better ball, isn't it, from the corner? Quality's a lot better, kept away from Ankergren. It's there to attack it, he's attacked well. I thought that was a corner. And there you see the ball, comes off the shoulder for me, that does. The assistant didn't give it, so the referee had to make his mind up from his angle.
Here's Clark. North is the player who's onside.
There again, they looked a little bit dangerous, and it doesn't look switched on at the moment.
Lancashire. There's no question of not taking this competition seriously for Simon Grayson. He won it as a player with Blackpool back in 2004 against Southend in Cardiff. And he really wants to win every game his team are involved in. He knows that winning's a good habit to have.
So when you listen to him talk, I just really enjoy what he's got to say about winning football matches, no matter what competitions it's in. Whether it's the Johnson's Paint, the FA Cup, the League, every game is as important because the momentum carries on. And it is an old cliche, but it is a good habit, and players enjoy going out and playing in games when they're winning games and there's a run going on. I think you can beat anybody.
Well, Peter Sweeney has his eye on the main chance here and possibly beating his old Leeds colleague here, Casper Ankergren. Jamie Clark the other option, but Sweeney it is.
Big oohs and ahs from the Grimsby fans there, but Ankergren comfortably got across that one. It's a long way out. An absolute stunner to beat him from there.
Andy Hughes. Kilkenny. Hughes again. Now McCrory. Defended by Gokes.
Sure, Wood said to his players before they went out, right, just keep it tight as you can. First 15-20 minutes. Just don't let them get any easy chances. They haven't had easy chances yet, and they've kept a clean sheet so far. And they've had a couple of moments of their own. I think Leeds will be maybe thinking, well, we should be in front here. This is Grimsby. They lost 2-0 at home to a non-league side. But fair play to Grimsby at the moment. Keeping a very good team at bay.
Lancashire with a header. That's back by Leary. Come here tonight, Grimsby, knowing they really have to give it a bit of a go. From giant slain to potential giant killers, it might be the sequence that they need as a turning point in their season.
There's no pressure on them at all, Rob, is there? They can come here. Yes, they lost Abasity. That's out the way now. You've got to go and put that behind you. Yes, we were not very good against them. We just said that that team were the better team on the day, deserved what they got. And they just come here and say, right, this is not a league game. This is a Johnson Paint. We've got a chance of getting one stage further. Yes, it is Leeds, but let's just give it a go. Let's try and upset them.
O'Leary is back up after the clash of heads with Johnson, and this is Andy Hughes. Well in by Shahin.
It's good tracking back. He said they could be important, the wide players, to get back in there and help out, and he's certainly been doing that. McCrory.
There's Snodgrass with the corner. Colgan got a good hand to it. Gradle, too much lift on it.
Came out, made his mind up he was going to come, Colgan. There's no Grimsby player on the edge of the box with Gradle when it comes out. On touch, slightly off balance when he hits it, both feet off the ground, but he's still not had a real save to make, has he, yet, Colgan? 22nd minute. I'm sure the gaffer will be pleased with that.
Although Forbes did have to make one for him.
Yes, of course. Well, let me see. Pretty even. And even again. So, a good game at the moment for Grimsby, particularly for Leeds. I'd have expected maybe a little bit more. But they've not really got Beckford and Vokes into the game yet. Suggest that at some point those two are going to make their appearance felt, and that's when Grimsby have got to concentrate.
There's Shahin. In steps Richard Naylor. Now Snodgrass. Vokes looking for Snodgrass. Beckford's in the middle if he can pull it across to him. Gradle's on the far side. Clark back covering.
Again, we've seen Shahin do it one side, Clark the other side. Two wide players getting back to help. Lovely reverse ball. Does ever so well here, but I think he should lay it there. Because Beckford now has got no position. He has to check, and that allows Clark to come back in. Colgan on the ball. He plays that across first time, Snodgrass. Beckford's got a chance.
It's more comfortable bringing it back on his left side, Robert Snodgrass. He was on the left side of the pitch that he started the game, but he and Gradle have interchanged since then. Kenny looking for the run of Johnson, but it's Ollie Lancashire who's across to cover. Atkinson with a header. Now Shahin.
Again, looking for the pace, aren't they? Forbes and North.
As Johnson, who seems to have shrugged off that earlier injury. Now Andy Hughes. Naylor. This is White. Good positive, certainly. Now Hughes. Snodgrass. Hughes again.
He's getting through a lot of work, isn't he, Shahin? Not further up the pitch where he'd like to be, but defensively, which is helping his team out.
Digging in there against Snodgrass, Shahin, providing the cover in front of the new defender, McCrory. Here's Gradle. Looking to take on Peter Bohr and getting past him with a cross. Here's Hughes. Back in dangerously. And the header over from Vokes.
Oh, that's the quality he's looking for from wide areas, Vokes. He's a little bit disappointed with this. Firstly, Gradle beats everybody, but Hughes coming in at the far post puts a lovely ball back in the box, slightly behind him again, but he can be a little bit disappointed that he's not done a little bit better. It's not too high for him. I just think he gets there a little bit early and it's a little bit too high.
No such thing as an international break for Sam Vokes this weekend. He's in the Welsh squad for that friendly match against Scotland. One of the reasons why Leeds' scheduled fixture at the weekend against Swindon has been postponed. Leary to Sweeney. Now McCrory. This is Shahin, trying to steer it through to North.
Standing manager applauding down near Woods, and every right to.
Some promising moves. He's just taken that the wrong side of the line, Damien McCrory.
Well, he was involved, wasn't he, McCrory, in a big way in that build-up. Well, Grimsby have been dangerous in these sort of areas. McCrory does well. Follows his ball here. Shahin just reverses it, just can't get it out his feet, and Hughes does well in the end. Just to get back, it cut out that danger.
There's Lancashire. Leary, Sweeney. Now McCrory. Flag up against Adrian Forbes.
Woods have been absolutely delighted with the way his team have responded after the first 10 or so minutes, where they looked a bit shaky, understandably, from what happened at the weekend, coming to Leeds, knowing they're up against a team at the top of League One. But since those early moments, they've tightened things up a little bit, and the pace further forward is causing the back four some problems.
Well, this is a competition that has been good to Grimsby down the years. They played in the first final to be staged back at Wembley in 2008 against MK Dons, although they lost it. It's Kilkenny!
Oh, what a strike this is. If they fly in the top corner from that distance, you can't do anything about it, and that's when things are going against you. Things like this suddenly happen. They fly in the top of your net. Thankfully for Grimsby, this one doesn't. It's a terrific strike, just doesn't dip. Colgan looked really comfortable with it, didn't he? Didn't expect it to trouble him, but fine strike all the same.
Kenny hasn't scored for Leeds this season. Although, to be fair to Kilkenny, most of his appearances have come from the bench. Here's Mikulik. Now Gradle. It's broken here to Forbes, who's got North up ahead of him. Testing the legs of Mikulik. It's cool by the keeper.
Well, there we go again, keepers. Always think they're the best players in five-a-sides. There again, we saw what North wanted, not North, Forbes wanted to do there. Got the ball, he realised he's got the beating of Mikulik for pace. Just took it a little bit too early, and now Mikulik to get that ball off him.
Pulled across by Forbes this time and away by Naylor. Only to Clark.
There's an air of confidence about them now, isn't there? They seem to be believing in themselves a little bit more.
Well, they're facing up here, Grimsby, to the meanest defence in the Football League. Side that's conceded only 8 goals in the league this season. As the corner is taken by Sweeney. And there's a corner.
The referee thought he got the last one wrong, and now he's given this one. These players thought it was a goal kick.
Half an hour gone and the corner count level.
Everything was level before. Attempts on target, and now corners.
This corner dealt with. Cleared to Shahin. Prepared to have a go.
Again, it's wide, but again, Grimsby doing well in that sort of area. Just a little bit more quality from them in there, and it would have been a different matter. Nobody picks him up here, slow coming out. Don't close him down. There's a shot, there's the attempt, but it's not a good one, but still positive from Grimsby.
Well, Jamal Shahin is a player who's making the most of a second chance at Grimsby. He was released as a youth player a couple of years ago for issues outside of football. But when Mike Newell was looking to bring somebody in to give the side a bit of energy, Neil Wood remembered him and recommended him to the club because he said that he'd continued to play against them in pre-season matches and always looked good. And those performances got him a move back to his original club.
I think his discipline has been good so far. I think he's doing all that's been asked of him, especially defensively. Sean Neil Wood said, right, you've got to get back, you've got to help your mate out at left back. And he's been doing that, to be fair to him.
Ball given away, and Shahin with a chance to make an impact there against Hughes, who does well to recover.
It's an experienced man in Hughes, who started particularly well in this game, defensively and in the final third.
But unlucky, idea was right, but frustrated by Oliver Lancashire.
He knows he could have done better there, he apologises. Sometimes you try and be too perfect with it.
Simon Grayson, who's had a real impact since he came to this club. He's turned them into a genuine force, hard to beat. They've only been beaten twice this season, against Millwall away in the league, and their only home defeat by Liverpool in the Carling Cup, and they were unlucky to lose that.
They were. I was here on that night. They played really well. Snodgrass really impressed. Found it difficult to handle him. I suppose lifting yourself for a game against Liverpool is a little bit different to lifting yourself for a game, no disrespect to Grimsby, in the Johnson's paint. But you have to do that as a professional. You have to.
Simon Grayson's not a manager to let standards slip. I think perhaps one of the angriest times he's had with the club was after their victory over Darlington in the last round. It's a great run this by Gradle. Came out to Vokes in the end. Here's White with the ball in. Snodgrass looking for it to land for him. Squeezed himself between two bodies, and Lancashire took that decision out of his goalkeeper's hands.
Well done for doing that. You're not sure, just take the responsibility and get rid.
And any misunderstanding has been patched up by an exchange of words between Lancashire and his goalkeeper, who is also his captain. Vokes did well to win it initially. Somehow the ball got lost.
Leeds have got to get better service to Beckford and Vokes. A couple of balls have come in the box for Vokes, slightly behind him, he's attacked. Been able to direct on target. We've got to get the ball into feet a little bit more.
Well, we will have a decision one way or the other tonight. There has to be a winner, even if it's penalties, to which we would go after 90 minutes. Here's Snodgrass. Looking for Gradle with a cross. Lancashire meets it well, though. And here's White. Good run again from White. Now Clark.
And defensively, they've got better as this game's gone on, Grimsby. You said they're a little bit nervy. Understandably, they were. But the longer the game goes on, the more you get involved, the concentration does become better.
Here's Beckford. Now Gradle. Kilkenny was in space and calling for it. He went more ambitious.
I think that shows a little bit of frustration from Leeds, just throwing it in the box. So you see them try to play their way through, get it in wide areas, get to the byline if possible. Grimsby have tightened things up and not allowed them to do it.
McCrory. Now Shahin. Escapes from Adrian Forbes. And by Vokes. McCrory and Lancashire seem to be in each other's way, but Lancashire took charge. Shahin.
Nice to see that teams like Leeds do take the Johnson's Paint Trophy very seriously. I think it needs taken seriously because it is a good competition for the lower teams. Every time you go to a final and you see the outpouring of people from the respective towns, it's a fantastic atmosphere, and you just love being part of it.
Here's Johnson.
Again, it's good pressing.
Sweeney got it away, and the flag goes up as soon as Forbes shows an interest in it.
Again, it's tight. Again, if I were Forbes and North, I'd be thinking, that's not far off being onside, you know. With my pace, if they keep doing that, if I stay onside, I'm going to have a chance.
Leary. Mikalik. Now Gradle. Rolled into the path of Sam Vokes. Right with a cross.
Again, there's good protection on the edge of that box. It wasn't happening in the first 10 minutes. Midfield were getting caught out, ball watching a little bit. That was making it difficult for the back four, but everything's been tightened up, and Leeds are finding it difficult to plot a way through at the moment.
It's Johnson. Away by Atkinson. From Leary.
They're all saying, get it to my feet, keep the ball down on the floor. Woods will preach that to his players as well when he played the game himself. The Grimsby teams have always passed it under Alan Buckley. The first question I asked when I went to have a chat with him about signing, how do you play? I said, we pass it. I said, right, where's the pen?
So why did he sign you then?
There's just no need for it, is there? Really?
Here's Sweeney. Here's Forbes, he's offside.
Again, just concentrate, just look across the line. If this is offside, then he should be thinking, I've got to stay onside here, I've got to stay onside. There's the little look up, there's the ball. There's not much in it, is there? But there's the position of the assistant. Maybe just is. But you can just afford, with his pace, just to stay that half-yard back. 6 times. If they get one of those right, the positions they've got into, they're going to have a chance on goal. I mean, yes, we saw that. That was tight. But with his pace, he could have just stood a little bit further back, half a yard back, stayed onside, knowing he was onside, and still have the pace to get away.
Here's Beckford. Kilkenny. First time ball out to Gradle. Trying to get the better of ball. This is too long.
Has been, hasn't it? On a few occasions. It's twice Gradle's overhit them. Kilkenny with his vision set that up. That's what he wants, Gradle. Early possession so he can take his man on and get a decent crossing.
It's back by Hughes. From Sweeney, offside against North.
Well, I'm sure Woods will be very happy with what he's seeing. There's the run. It is another tight one, isn't it? I haven't got so much of a problem with that because he's coming into an area, in the central area, so it's difficult for him to stay onside and look right across the line. It's when you're wide and you can see what's going on all the way across the pitch. That's when it becomes an annoyance.
Naylor has got to be careful here. North is lurking. It's Lancashire trying to keep the pressure up. Mikalik, though, unchallenged. Almost a header, but then nor did Leary. Kilkenny happy to get it back on the deck. Shahin came in, but it's broken again here for Neil Kilkenny. He's tried to play in Gradle. Worrying ball again, but can he get the service right this time? He has delivered, and it's gone in off the defender. Unlucky Ollie Lancashire.
Well, that is so unfortunate for Lancashire. thinking they were going into half-time with a 0-0, and that happens. But when you get the ball out to Gradle, look at the... Well, is he offside there? That's very, very tight as well. I don't think the assistant's up with that. And he just turns in one way, turns another, then smashes it this time. But Lancashire has to go for that. You think he's going to cross it, but he smashes it across and gets his rewards. Lancashire has to go for that, doesn't know what's behind him. This is good thinking from Gradle. Previous two gone beyond everybody. This one he smashes, and that can happen. Well, there's the ball being played in, and I tell you what, that looks a little bit tight. I'm not sure the assistant was right up with that. Doesn't matter now. Weaves his magic, does something a little bit different to he's done in the previous few crosses, and it's his team a goal.
Here's Forbes. Clark. Leary. Well, maybe that's officially the end of the War of the Roses as Lancashire does Yorkshire a favour.
Ironic cheers coming from the Leeds fans. Another offside. Got to feel sorry for him, haven't you? Had to go for that ball. Couldn't afford to leave it thinking that something's going to happen behind him. Just unfortunately he gets a big deflection and just flashes past Colgan, but that's what he's capable of, Gradle, when he gets it right.
And Gradle looking to get in again here. This is White. Clearing header by Atkinson, and then further away by Shahin. White again.
I'm going to give Gradle all the credit in the word for that goal, because he probably thought previous two crosses not good, should have done better, went beyond everybody. This time I'm going to try something different. I'm just going to smash it and see what happens. I often say that, just put the ball across the face of the goal. Your player doesn't necessarily have to put it in, but if it's a good enough quality and it's hit hard enough like that, it's difficult for defenders sometimes to defend that, as proved there.
Shahin. Atkinson. Naylor's header. It's a really unfortunate blow for Neil Woods, whose side had done so well up until that point. Atkinson. Away by Sweeney. Clear use of the arm there by Forbes to try and bring that under control. Here's Kilkenny. White. Now Gradle. Snodgrass. Kilkenny. Put it through the middle to Vokes, looking to turn on it. Gradle was in there as well. And it's away by Atkinson. North. Here's ball. Flag up against Forbes.
Well, he's saying play it earlier, for goodness sake. Play it early. You're making me look a right fool. But again, you look where their back four is. Look where the line is there, how high that is. I'll tell you what, I'd love to be a striker playing out there. You just watch what's happening there, and if you get that right, there's so much grass behind with his pace.
Beckford won the header, but Vokes had come inside. He's got a fairly frustrated figure after that, Adrian Forbes. Kilkenny. One added minute in the first half.
I still think Neil Woods will be pleased with the way his team have performed. Cruel deflection, own goal, has put them behind. But one thing he will be saying to his strikers is stay on side. For goodness sake, you'll get a chance if you just look across the line and concentrate, because he's really in line with what's going on the touchline. He can see, and as a player, he was very good at playing that sort of game, watching for where the back four were, using his guile. He'll be telling his players to do the same.
Here's Kilkenny, and he's made it too! A devastating finish from Neil Kilkenny, and Leeds firmly in control now.
Well, I think he's been Leeds' best player in the first half, Kilkenny. And again, Grimsby, switch off a little bit, don't go with the runner. It's a wonderful finish from him. Perfectly placed in the bottom corner. There, pass and go. Somebody should cut that there, they don't. And they just allow him just to curl it, bend it in that bottom corner, give him credit. Still had a lot to do, does it brilliantly. That's what I talk about, concentration or lack of it. Yes, you've gone 1-0 down. Yes, it's nearly half time, but expect them to come up with something like that. Now, I've got to say, look out of it.
Here's McCrory. Half-time, and Leeds have made their superiority tell in the final 5 minutes of the half. Neil Kilkenny giving them a 2-0 advantage. But it took an own goal to give Leeds their breakthrough. Ollie Lancashire deflecting in a Max Gradle cross after he'd been disappointed with 2 previous efforts that had been overhit. But that one forced the defender to make a decision, and he ended up putting it into his own net. Leeds 2, Grimsby 0 at the break.